welcome to the latest episode of the Women's Rugby Show. And can you believe it? The semi-finals are here. So excited for this one. At the end of today's action, we will know 50% of the lineup for the Tyrrells Premier 50s final. It's coming up on April the 27th. We can't wait. But of course, we've got today's game to get on with. So I'm Siobhan McCall. This is Adam Zolty, if you didn't know that already. And we are going to be bringing you your preview, your match highlights, and lots of interviews with players and fans.
Yeah, Siobhan, you are absolutely right. I am Adam.
Yeah.
I did check this morning. It is me. But yeah, we are here, as you said, at Allianz Park. We have got two teams, one of which will definitely be going through to the final on the 27th of April, and we could potentially be seeing the winner here today. It's Saracens Women against Wasps Ladies. These are two teams with contrasting styles, and we'll be looking at that a little bit later on. But if you love your women's rugby, then you are in for an absolute treat this week, because we're going to be covering both games in the Tyrrells Premier 15s semi-finals. So there's a game today, and then there's a game tomorrow at the Stoop in Twickenham, and it's Harlequin Ladies against Loughborough Lightning. Now, if you're watching this show during the week, that means that there's going to be another episode dropping in a day or so. So make sure you come back and check that out, because we will be dropping that other episode very soon. And one more thing, make sure you're watching until the end of this episode, because we've got a really exciting competition. We're going to be giving away 2 tickets to the final of the HSBC London Sevens. So
not a bad prize,
no, absolutely. So don't go anywhere.
Speaking of episodes, we have got a cracking one coming up for you today. On today's show, Adam and I will be doing our big match preview. We'll be looking at both the teams, and then we're going to hand over to the fans and get their opinions ahead of the game. We'll be bringing you highlights from what should be an incredible game, and then we'll be hearing from the players afterwards. We're talking to both sides, so we'll be getting the opinions of the winners and the losers.
It's going to be great.
It certainly is, and we can't wait.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little bit jittery. But look, before we go into any of that, we've got 4 really simple requests. Whether you have or haven't seen the show before, all you need to do is, number 1, boom, make sure you like this video. Number 2, subscribe to the Women's Rugby Show on YouTube. Number 3, follow us on social media. The accounts are below. And number 4, probably the most important, braka! Yes, tell your friends, your family, your teammates, everyone about the Women's Rugby Show. Spread the word. It's because of you that the show has grown in popularity and views, and we just want to bring you more rugby content.
We certainly do. I can see how excited you are getting for this game, Adam. So let's go ahead. Let's preview the teams.
Let's do it.
Right, I'm going to start by previewing the home team, the women in black, also known as the current champions. The team to beat, Saracens Women. Well, they're in brilliant form. They have won their last 12. They've only lost once all season, that was to Harlequins.
Yep.
They score loads, they do not concede many at all. They have an average of 12 points a game for Saracens. They've got the meanest defence in the Tyrrells Premier 15s. And they've got to be the favourites going into the semi-final, and also, you would say, into the final. They've got the semi-final experience. Of course, Wasps do as well, but Saracens won their semi-final last year. Saracens got so many quality players in their squad. They rested some of their star players last time out. They still won 64-0 against Furwood, so it didn't affect them too much, and that means they will have Poppy Cleo back today. They will have Hannah Bottoman back. They will also have Zoe Harrison back. So much depth coming into that squad. What about the bad though for Saracens? They can't all be good. Well, injuries. They've been hit bad by injuries recently. Vicky Fleetwood, Bryony Cleo, Marley Packer, all ruled out for the rest of the season. And that could have an impact, couldn't it?
Absolutely.
And I suppose the other thing with Saracens, if we're going to pick a weak point, is that they don't start games particularly well. Some of the squad have been talking about that this week. I mean, Loughborough would be an example of when they've sort of started well, got a bit complacent, took their eyes off the game a bit, and then had to chase it back. But even last time against Furwood, when I was reading some of the reviews, the players were just saying, you know what, the score didn't perhaps reflect the beginning of the game because they didn't start that well. And they're all saying 80 minutes, got to be at their maximum for 80 minutes. Or they could struggle against Wasps if they're not at their very best. Potentially.
Well, look, let's look at Wasps. Okay, so Wasps have the potential to be an absolutely magical team. They are also semi-finalists from last year's competition, so they have been at this stage before. Unfortunately, they lost to Harlequins. They lost 47-26 on aggregate. The first game of that, they conceded a last-minute try. So they've got potential. The problem with Wasps is their Achilles heel is basically any team that finished above them in the Tyrrells Premier 15. So
yeah, they haven't got a good record at all.
They don't. They don't. So they've played the top three above them. They played them home and away, and the whole season they didn't lose one game. They lost 6. So played 6, lost 6 against the top 3 sides. So they really need to get that monkey off their back if they're going to progress through to the final today. Looking at the squad, there are 2 things that you need to know about Wasp Ladies. The first one, they hit hard. We've seen them in training, we've seen them warm up for matches, and some of the tackling training drills that they do are brutal. They've got players in their pack, the likes of Amy Cockayne, Sarah Mitchelson, Casey Allen. She doesn't start today, but she's a vicious tackler who can make a real difference. So yeah, that'll be a really important factor for them. The second thing you need to know about Wasp Ladies is their backs can be absolutely sensational. If you're looking at the likes of Katie Alder, who's their captain, she is a bit of a workhorse. She can do the hard graft, but she's a great playmaker as well. Abby Dow, everyone knows about Abby Dow, the England winger. When she gets going, when she flies, there are very little players that can catch her, and we've seen it, and she can be a danger for any team. Speaking of dangers, well, there's Danielle Nolli Waterman, one of the most talented and decorated England players of her generation. She will be a threat from anywhere on the park. But for me, my opinion, the number one influence for Wasps today is going to be a Kiwi who is eligible to play for England. It's their number 10, Lizzie Gordon. She's amazing with her hands, but she's just as talented with her feet. Not just kicking at goal, but kicking from hands, kicking long, kicking short. She's got so much talent, and I really think she is going to be the main difference today. And the last thing I'm going to say about Wasps is that they probably have the coolest kit out of the whole of the Tyrrells Premier 15s.
It lives up to their name, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's awesome. I want to get my hands on a kit. But look, that's Wasps. How do you think they'll do today, Siobhan?
I can't see anything but a Saracens win. I think the good thing, Saracens recognise what their weaknesses are. They know, as I mentioned before, that sometimes they take their eye off the ball, and they've kind of noticed that a really key point this season where it doesn't actually matter huge amounts. We're going into this game. They know what they have to do. They're here at their home ground. They've got such a good record here. I think the last time they lost here was March 2018 at Allianz Park. It's a long time. I think they're going to be too strong.
Yeah, and obviously they've got this pitch as well. You know, this 4G pitch, which it maybe doesn't sound like a big difference, but if you play on this week in, week out, and they train on this as well, they know where the nuances are on the pitch. They know potentially how the ball will bounce from that 4G. And you're right, they haven't, I think it's like 17 games, it's something ridiculous, they haven't lost at home. So they have got home advantage, they have got crowd advantage, but, they have got 3 big injuries, as you said, and these aren't injuries to first team players. These are injuries to first team players who are major international players.
Correct, yeah.
The likes of Vicky Fleetwood, the likes of Marley Packer, the likes of Bryony Cleal. These are massive names, and Saracens are known for a pack which is aggressive, which is well drilled, and which are experts at rucking and mauling. And when you've got the likes of Marley Packer and Vicky Fleetwood, who would be playing at 6 and 7 today, and they're not in the side, that's going to make a big difference. I don't, as much as talent as Saracens have, I don't think that they're going to be able to cope with that. And I don't know why. I woke up this morning, I've got a feeling that Wasps are going to take this today.
Do you think because the pressure is on Saracens, because they're expected to win, that could go in Wasps' favour?
I don't know if it's as much as pressure for Saracens. I just think we saw Giselle Mather, the Wasps manager, as we came in today, and she just looks relaxed. She looks happy. She's got a full squad to choose from. She's got, you know, the likes of Claire Purdy as well, who's got so much international experience, and they've got players that can make a difference. They've always got a fully fit squad. So I think she's confident. I think the players are confident. It's a one-off game. Anything can happen, and for me, it's Wasps today.
Interesting. Right, well, I'm going to stick with Saracens, despite your very convincing case, Adam. Let's see how it goes.
Definitely. And do you know what? Let's go see what the fans think.
Excellent.
So we're here with our first two fans of the day, Grace and Rob. How are you doing?
Very well indeed, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, well, not bad. It was terrible weather before, but the sun's come out just as we're speaking to you both.
Shines on the righteous, doesn't it?
So where are you from today?
Hartford.
Hartford, okay.
Yeah.
So who are you here supporting?
Oh, Saracens.
Saracens. Have you watched them throughout the season?
We've watched 2 or 3 games. We saw them against Harlequins. I can't remember the other game.
That was when
Gloucester.
Gloucester, okay. So the Harlequins one was when they scored in the last few minutes to win the game.
They did. In fact, they scored 3 tries in about the last 5 minutes. It was a fantastic game.
Brilliant. So what do you think it's going to be like today? Do you think they'll be maybe able to get through to the final?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, I
And-
don't know much about Wasps though, so
Yeah.
we've been playing well, but yeah, there'll be a tough game.
Do you think they've made they've had a couple of big injuries, the likes of Vicky Fleetwood, Marley Packer, Bryony Cleal? Do you think that'll make a difference today?
Hopefully not.
They've got a strong squad, haven't they? So yeah, no, it's going to be a very tough game either way.
Who do you think will make the big difference?
I think the Saracens pack, the power in the Saracens pack is going to make a big difference. Grace's teacher, Rosie Galligan, is playing for Saracens.
Okay.
Which is one of the reasons we've taken to come in to watch.
Okay.
So we're hoping she makes a difference.
So you've definitely got, I say bias probably isn't fair, but you've definitely got loyalties towards Sarries.
We
Yeah.
sure do, yeah. Well, I played here when I was younger, so yeah, we're proper Saracens fans.
Brilliant, fantastic. And is it too much to ask for a score prediction?
Well, it would be a complete guess, but why don't we go 32-25?
Brilliant. We'll take that one.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks,
you
guys.
very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I am joined by Nikki. Nikki, where have you come from today?
Ely, north of Cambridge.
Oh, quite a long way then.
Yes,
Who are
yeah.
you here to see?
Saracens.
How do you think this game's going to go?
Saracens win.
What's your reasons for that?
I think they are coached really well, and I think they've got a fantastic number 10. They've got a brilliant young front row, got experience in the second row. Just everyone is superb who's playing. So they're just exciting to watch. I've been watching them all year.
They really are the standout club in the Tyrrells Premier
Absolutely,
15,
they are
aren't
really superb. So and they're a pleasure to watch.
What about the injuries though? Do you think that will be an issue? Vicky Fleetwood, Marley Packer, Bryony Cleal, all missing?
No, because I think there's strength in depth. I mean, there's something special about all of those. But I mean, Elle Perry, who's come in, she's brilliant. So there's no worries there. And there's so much competition for the back row anyway that no, the people are just going to make the most of it, really.
Could you give us a quick score prediction? We know you think Saracens are going to win, but any idea what the score could be?
45-24.
Perfect. Right, you enjoy
Okay.
the game.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
We are with a number of Wasps fans. Hello there, ladies. Right, so it's a massive game today. First of all, how do you think Wasps are going to do?
I think it's going to be quite a tough contest at first, but we sometimes take our time to settle into the game. So I think it's going to be the second half that we really start to show our stuff and pull away, hopefully for the better.
Do you think the fact it's a semi-final is going to make added pressure to this team?
Absolutely added pressure, but all week we've channelled it in the right way, so we're absolutely prepared for this. And all the girls are, there's been positive talk all week, it's been fabulous training, so they're going to use all of those nerves in the right way.
Brilliant. Which one of the players today from Wasps do you think will make the biggest difference?
I think actually Kate Older, so the captain, her work rate is unbelievable. She'll be everywhere. She's amazing at getting the girls going. Pretty sure the pre-match talk is going to be pretty phenomenal. So yeah, excited. Really looking forward to it again.
And you've got the toughest question of all. What's the score going to be today?
Wasps definitely going to win. I reckon they're going to win by 10, so I'm going to go bold with that. But yeah, Wasps definitely for the win.
And how will they get on if they get through to the final? Can they win it? Just one word, can they win it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Absolutely. 100%.
There we go. Thank you very much. Thanks, ladies. Enjoy the game.
We all know about the major injuries Saracens have faced in recent weeks. Combine those with the fact that they had wrapped up top spot in the league by the final game of the regular season, and it means a much changed side today compared to the one that featured here on the 30th of March when they annihilated Furwood Waterloo Ladies 64-0. England internationals Hannah Bottoman, Poppy Cleal, Rosie Galligan and Zoe Harrison and Scottish utility forward Jodie Retty all come back into the starting 15. Georgie Gulliver comes in for Emma Swords at scrum half, with the latter going onto the bench. Zoe Harrison and Hannah Casey return to fly half and outside centre positions respectively, while Lauren Cattell moves back to inside centre. Sydney Gregson moves across to right wing after starting at 13 last time out.
There are 4 changes to the starting lineup from the side that defeated Bristol Bears 2 weeks ago for Wasps. The only change in the back line sees Welsh international Gemma Rowland coming into the centre pairing with club captain Kate Alder. In the front row, Wasps swap one experienced England international for another. Claire Purdy starts where Rocky Merchant-Clark did in their last match. Emily Maisie returns to the starting lineup in the second row, and it's an Irish contingent at the back of the pack with Cleena Maloney joining Claire Malloy at 6 and 7 respectively.
Annie, congratulations into the final. How are you feeling?
Absolutely thrilled. I think we knew we had a tough game against Wasps. Despite having beaten them twice in the season, we knew that they'd sort of come out all guns blazing, and they've got some real threats all around the park. And so we just knew that we had to sort of neutralise those and play to our game plan. Obviously that worked for some of the game, but we did well in coming back, especially just after half time. So
Yeah, as you say, they made it tough for you, didn't they? Especially in the first half.
Yeah, I don't think we had the ball at all, and it was only, I think we had it twice, and that was when we scored, and it was so exhausting just defending our own sort of 22 for that 40 minutes. But it definitely showed our sort of hard work and all the hours we put in off the pitch, so that was great.
Second half looked a lot more dominant than the second half. Did the coach say something at half time?
I think we just came together a lot more, and we were one team and we were all on the same page. So we knew that sort of from a scrum, we knew what plays we were doing. We were more clinical in the line-outs, which worked a lot better, and just having that front foot ball to give the space to the backs, who just have an incredible amount of pace, just gets us those extra yards.
How are you prepared for the final now?
I'm not sure what Alex has got in mind, but it's probably 4 tough, really sessions, and then we've got obviously Easter in the middle of it, so I don't guess anyone will be able to switch off hugely with that long weekend, but I think everyone's really raring to go, and the sort of hard work starts now and is back to it first thing on Monday.
You must be really pleased with your own performance today, really impressive.
Yeah, quite pleased. I think obviously the line-outs could have been a bit better, but it's great playing alongside some of those like big ball carriers to sort of run off and support. So yeah, it's great playing with like the calibre of players that we have in the team.
Looking ahead to the final, have you got a preferred opponent? Were you looking at tomorrow's game and thinking, I'd rather play them?
But they both have their sort of really strong attributes. Obviously, we've won one and lost one against Quins, and that's always sort of a head-on battle. And then again against Loughborough, we sort of just clinched it at the end in the last play against them a couple of weeks ago. So I couldn't call who I'd sort of rather than. I think training will definitely alter depending on which opponent we have.
Brilliant. Right, thanks a lot. Enjoy the celebrations tonight. How you plan to celebrate?
I'd probably just go to bed early. No, I'll celebrate. My parents are down and my family's down from Scotland, so I will hopefully have a drink with them before they drive home, and then just go and celebrate with the team. So yeah.
Brilliant. Well deserved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rosie, congratulations.
Thank you.
It was a tough game to start off with, but you got the result you wanted. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing. Obviously, you don't really know how you're feeling until you've calmed down a little bit, had a shower and gone to eat, and then it really kicks in. So, yeah, really positive, really happy with the result. Obviously, we're through to the final again. So, yeah, the hard work starts again now.
You say hard work. The start of the match, it really could have gone either way. It was very tight. It was a close game. How did you view it?
Yeah, I think Wasps came out really strong. We knew that they were going to come out strong though, so we needed to make sure that our defence today was on point. I think we were a little bit lazy at the start. We needed to make our tackles, we needed to get a bit lower, but at the same time we had good line speed and we actually managed to hold them off for a few minutes and get the turnover. So yeah, I think there was some really lots of positives from Wasp, but also at the same time we worked hard to get the ball back, and at the end of the day have got the win, so yeah.
Absolutely. Second half, it was almost like the floodgates opened.
Yeah.
What did Alex say at half time to turn things around?
Alex didn't really say much, to be fair. We kind of led what we wanted to do. So forwards wise, we said that we needed to make sure we were getting our tackles lower. Backs wise, they just needed to play out wider and get that ball out. We were getting a little bit jammed in. So it was just we actually led. We knew what we needed to do, and we came out and we did that. We put a score straight away, so we were pleased with that. It boosted our energy again, and then we went again.
And you got on the score sheet
Yeah.
yourself. Talk us through that.
Well, I just saw the gap and I said, you know what, let's just go for it. So probably a little bit greedy, but at the same time, I saw the gap, just went for it.
Listen, there are times you have to be greedy.
Yeah,
I think when you see the whites of the try
Yeah.
line, you've got every right to be.
Yeah.
So looking ahead, you've got one of two. You're either going to be facing Harlequins Ladies
Yeah.
or Loughborough Lightning.
Yeah.
Who would you prefer in the final?
Oh, I think that's a really tricky question. For us, I think we played well against Loughborough. I think obviously it was quite a stop-start game with injuries, but I think we could give Loughborough a good game. At the same time, Quins, they have different strengths. They both have different strengths, so it just depends on the weather, what type of game we want it to be, what we're playing on. So either or, I don't want to give too much away.
That's all right. And it's been quite a year for you. England cap, try in the semi-final of the Tyrrells Premier 15s. You finished top of the table. Obviously, the goal is to win that trophy at the end of the season. But from a personal perspective, how have you viewed this season?
It's been mad. I really wasn't expecting to get a senior cap. It's one of those things where you just have to take your opportunities, and I did just that. So it's taught me a lot. I've also learnt a lot from club this year. I was just saying earlier to someone that I started off as a centre, so going from centre my first season to 8 to now second row, I've learnt so much. I've still got so much to learn, but yeah, it's been one hell of a season, and I'm really happy to be where we are today.
And last question, how do you plan to celebrate today?
Oh, no comment.
Brilliant. Well, listen, congratulations. Thank you very much again. And hopefully, we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rosie.
Cheers.
Right, Giselle, commiserations. But you must have been so proud of how your team played today.
It's not just what they've done today. I'm incredibly proud of how hard they work. You know, they hold down full-time jobs. They work unbelievably hard in their professions, and then they come to Wasps 3-4 times a week and train incredibly hard. So I'm immensely proud of them and to have made it here. And we gave a good battle of ourselves to play first against fourth, but we are disappointed because we do think we have the ability to potentially win that game.
Yeah, especially in the first half, looked really good. Saracens kind of got a lot more into it in the second half, but must have been hard early on with that injury as well.
Yeah, I mean, we lost Abby Dow, who is a fabulous player, but Garnet comes on and she's a fabulous player, so we do have massive strength and depth at the club. But yes, that was difficult, and then obviously the yellow card in the first minute and a half of the game was very difficult to deal with, so we had quite a bumpy start to the game, but the resilience of the girls I thought was fantastic, and to only go in 12-6 down at half time, I thought they did really well.
How are the girls feeling now?
Well, we're really disappointed because the second half we couldn't get into it. The penalty count was very high against us, so our disciplines let us down. And when you do that and your discipline isn't where it needs to be, you can't build momentum, and you can't play against a side like Saracens with a high penalty count against you, because you just don't get the momentum that you need. So we are very disappointed about that.
This season you've struggled against the top side. You haven't picked up any points against the top three. That's something going to need to work on for next year.
Yes, it is, but I think we're closing the gap all the time, and by closing that gap, you know, the confidence of the girls was there, the belief is there, and we're quite close, I think, and we will have that break at a certain time where we break that top three down, and you know, we've had a lot of injuries to key players this year, and they're all coming back, and we've had some really good momentum at the end of the season to build on for next year, and we will come back next year, and the group of players I've got are hugely committed to being the best that they can be. They're a fabulous bunch to work with, and the staff team that I work with, again, all of them are all unbelievably committed to what they do. So we'll be back in the next season. We will be back and ready to compete again and see whether we can finish higher next season than we have this.
Brilliant. Right, good luck with all the preparation over the summer, and we'll see you next season.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Giselle.
Tova, Nolli, really sorry about today's game. It wasn't the result we wanted, but first half you kept up with them. What happened, I guess, when sort of, you went down to 14 people? There was, an occasion where you had injuries. Abby Dow got injured. Talk us through maybe the first half at the start.
I think, to be honest, in terms of our physicality, we really came out of the blocks. But you can't, expect much from a team in terms of we had so much possession and we just couldn't capitalise on any points. Whereas they got into our 22 and came away with like the three times with points. I think, all credit to Saracens. They're a phenomenal outfit, and as I say, we didn't capitalise on the possession that we had and the territory in the first half.
And then looking at the second half, I'm sure you came out, and I'm sure I say full of beans is probably appropriate. You were ready to go, and then it all just kind of went downhill. How did you view it?
It was just a shame about the penalties we got. We lost momentum, we couldn't play, we lost all the base that we had in the first half. So but we didn't lose our heads, and that was the beauty of it. So we kept it really strong, and our bench came on, and we had a cracking game all the way to the finish, I think. Just a shame about the score, really.
How tough is it to play against Saracens? Because they are the masters of the ruck and the maul. You can see as soon as there's an opportunity to knock you off the ball, they'll do it. And it must make it very difficult to play against.
Yeah, they're a very confrontational side. I think Rosie Galligan managed them around the field really well. With Zoe, you've got a kicker, a runner, and can distribute, and she's got a good backline outside her as well. So, they've got threats all over the park, but we didn't capitalise on all of the possession territory we had, whereas they did. And as Tova's alluded to, we gave away far too many penalties in the second half, and we couldn't control the breakdown and the pressure that they were putting on us in terms of building any phase or any momentum.
I think it's fair to say potentially, I guess we're allowed to say you probably aren't, that the ref probably didn't help today. But looking past that, end of the season now, you've had a pretty good season. What are the goals now? Obviously, summer time to relax. What are the goals for next season?
Just keep on building as a squad, and finalise those, working on our attack, sorting out that we actually can score when we get the ball, and we just need to keep on working. I think the team's strong now.
Yeah, we're going to be playing some sevens as well, so no rest for the wicked. I think as a unit and as a team, we've really come a long way. We had a number of new players this year, particularly in our half-back pairing, and I think that the work that we've done throughout the year, how we've built, how we've progressed, how we dealt with a 7-week break, and that's something that's completely new to women's rugby, I think we did really well. We can hold our heads up high with this season. To come top 4 with the standard of rugby that is being built is a credit to us, I think, at Wasps. We've got a long way to go in terms of making that final, but Giselle always said it was a 3-year plan, so another year we go again.
Absolutely. Well, finally, look, just from your side, Nolli, those that watch the Women's Rugby Show may or may not know about this, but you host a podcast, and for those fans out there who do watch the Women's Rugby Show, potentially don't listen to your podcast, maybe now's the time to give it a bit of a plug.
Yeah, so the podcast is called Try Hards. It's myself and Laura Jane James, and just talking all things rugby, having a bit of a natter. Lost my voice a little bit last week in Honkers, but yeah, it's a good opportunity, I think, to dissect the game from a female's perspective. We're obviously still playing, and we're talking about the Premiership and the Premiership final from a women's perspective, but also all of the nitty-gritty that goes on with the men's as well, because that's finishing pretty tasty.
And major lols and major bants as well.
Yeah, I mean, LJ's all right.
They're pretty harsh on each other, but guys, you have to give this a listen. It's a great pod. So it's a Try Hard podcast. But for today, really sorry to both of you. Cannot wait to see you playing rugby over the summer, but also to see you back next season.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That is it. We know who the first team are that are going to be in the final of the Tyrrells Premier 15s at the end of April. Yeah. Shiv, you were right.
I was for the first time.
I was wrong. What did you think of the game?
It wasn't a spectacular game, was it? But Saracens did what they needed to do. They're in the final. When we spoke to the girls afterwards, they know their performance wasn't quite where it needed to be, but they're going to focus on that now going into the game, either, of course, against Quins or Loughborough. Absolutely.
I guess, you know what they say, it doesn't matter how you win, it's just if you win. And, they're so strong in the ruck and the maul. They know when to pounce. They know when to take advantage of their opponent's weaknesses. It wasn't easy for Wasps. Within the first few minutes of the first half, they had one of their players got sin-binned, one of their top players got injured, the likes of Abby Dow, who
such a loss.
It was a massive loss to them, and I think it just wasn't meant to be for them. It's another year, another semi-final, and they're going to have to look forward to next season.
But they are on the up, aren't they? There's definitely signs of progress in that team.
Absolutely. There's so much talent, and they are, without doubt, a top 4 side. So let's hope that over the summer they can improve. Giselle Mather, their manager, will make some tweaks here and there, and who knows, maybe this time next year they could be the ones that are going through to the final.
Who knows, indeed.
Well, anyway, look, we're almost finished with this episode, but before we do any of that, let's head over, and we've got a very exciting competition for you. Hi guys, yes, very exciting. It's our first official competition for the Women's Rugby Show. we've got 2 tickets to give away to the men's HSBC Sevens tournament, the last day in Twickenham at the end of May. Now, we want to give these away. We don't want them. They are definitely going to be given to one lucky guy or girl that enters our competition. How do you enter, I hear you ask? Well, there are 3 simple steps. Number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Women's Rugby Show. Number 2, follow us on social media. Can be Twitter, can be Instagram, at Women's Rugby Show. And number 3, once you have subscribed to us on YouTube, just DM us on Twitter or Instagram your YouTube name, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a lucky dip draw. We may even record it, and we're going to pick one name out, and that one person will win these 2 tickets. Cannot wait for this. Very excited for one of you, and these have to go. So we wish you the very best of luck, and I guess we better get back to the episode. So what do you think about that? Really exciting, right?
Really, really exciting, yes. But before we go, we've got 4 little asks for you. We need you to like this video. We need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, and of course, tell everyone you know about the Women's Rugby Show.
Do it! Do it now! Cool, right. Shiv, that's it. The first semi-final done.
Done, yeah.
Got a busy day.
You're back again, aren't you? Less than
I'm back,
24 hours.
Yeah, back again tomorrow. As we said at the beginning of the show, don't forget to check back on our YouTube channel. We will be dropping our next episode very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Adam Zolti.
I'm Siobhan McCall. Thank you very much.
See you soon. Bye.
See ya.